Morning, everybody. We finally made it to the end of the semester. I hope that you are ready for what we usually do at the end of the semester, which is to take the post-test. Now, this is like every year, it's the same test that you take the first semester. So now we've covered everything that's on that test, and you should have it should be better, it should be easier for you to answer all the questions. So I just wanted to record this video to kind of explain the instructions in case anybody is confused. I'm going to give you on remind these two documents, okay? The one to the left is the answer sheet, okay? This is the answer sheet. So what I want you to do here is just mark the answers to the questions. Now there's three ways that I can think of that you can do this. One way is for you to print it out, answer it, and then take a picture of it or scan it. The second option, if you don't have a printer, maybe you have Adobe Reader, and maybe you can just edit this document, like do fill and sign, you see, and then maybe you could mark your answers somehow, okay? Right, you see, you can write your answers like this, and then you can just send me the document with your answers written down. Or if you don't have any program that would allow you to just fill it in directly on the computer, then the third option I would give you would be to just get a piece of paper and just write part 1, listening standard, and then 1, and then the letter 2, the letter, same 1 through 6, okay? And the same for every part. These parts, you would have to write, of course, the 3 words that would fill up the space. Here you would have to write what goes here and what goes here, and so on and so forth. The written part, okay? So make sure that you just follow the instructions for each of the parts. Now I want to kind of look at each of the parts individually. The first part is the listening standard. It's going to be multiple choice. As you know, I'm going to read a passage and you're going to use that to answer the questions. I'm going to do that at the end of the video, okay? Part 2, we're actually going to skip. It would be very challenging for us to complete the interviews the way that we usually would virtually, so on this occasion we're going to skip this part. It's just 2 points. For part 3, it's the reading standard. You will have to read, and then you have multiple choice questions. Then we have these over here, 18 through 21, where you have to tell me the protagonist of the story, the antagonist of the story, and the type of conflict. We talked about conflict, person versus, and the different types of conflict that would go here, okay? If I remember correctly, there is a little bit of a mistake here. Let me see if I can identify it really fast. Yes, okay, so as you can see on the actual test, question number 17 is one of the protagonist antagonist type of conflict questions. So this one, please just cross it out, okay? This one is just cross it out and then change the numbers. This would be 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and so on and so forth, okay? Because for some reason they wrote question 17 here, but there is no question 17 as a multiple choice. It is this type of question. So then we have the author's purpose section right here. This is 2 answers. First, tell me the author's purpose. Remember PI, okay? Persuade, inform, entertain. And then explain your answer. Why do you think it's that one? Okay, so this is a 2-part answer. Make sure that you fill out both parts, okay? As you can see, this one only gets to part 24, and remember that this will become 24 because we're gonna cross this one out and do just 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24, okay? Then we have the writing part, and I know that you've practiced your writing, so make sure that you answer this following the instructions. It should be 3 paragraphs, okay? Make sure you're looking at those instructions carefully. All right. Okay, so here you're gonna have to change the numbers as well, because as you can see, because of that error in the number 17, these are also the different numbers. So this is 25, so this should be 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. And then what you're gonna do is add number 30 here in the bottom. Okay, does that make sense? I hope it does. All right, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and then 30. Because we have questions of that type starting from number 25, not starting from number 26, okay? This error is from the Department of Education, and this test is protected, so I can't really make a lot of changes. So I just hope that you understand that explanation and you don't get mixed up with the numbers. Okay, this happened, you know, we've taken this test before and we talked about it last semester when we first encountered the issue, so I don't think it'll be a problem. Now I'm going to be reading the passage that you need to answer part 1, okay? So here's part 1. There are a total of 6 questions. As you can see, you only have the statement and the options. You don't actually have the reading selection, and that's what I'm going to be reading now, okay? So I'm gonna read it only once because this is a video. You can just pause it, you can rewind it, you can, you know, start it over. So I'm just gonna read it once, okay? Okay. Technological progress. Over the past 30 years or so, the quality of many people's lives has deteriorated in some aspects because of technological progress. Those people living near airports are constantly assailed by the noise of increasingly larger and more powerful jet aircraft taking off and landing. We have ugly buildings which have sprung up in towns and cities. Some of these are blocks of flat, high-rise buildings built because of the high price of land. These buildings seem more like breeding boxes than houses where people have space to live. Worse still, much of our building effort has been channeled into the construction of more and more larger office blocks. The constructions of these buildings have been at the expense of much needed housing for the growing urban population. Okay, so that is the listening passage that you need to answer questions 1 through 6. I hope that this video has been helpful. If not, remember that I'm on Remind from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and I'm there to answer any questions at all. Okay, so just to review, I'm going to give you both of these documents. You only have to answer this one, okay? You have the questions here, but you answer it directly on this document, or if you can't edit it, then you can just write it on a piece of paper, part 1, and then the numbers with the answers. The speaking part, we're going to be skipping, okay? All right, everybody, best of luck. I know you can do this. I believe in you. All right, bye.